who honestly are not going to be really caring the specifics of all the language you use.
Yeah, I mean, the white staffers are the ones who are most likely to be woke, right?
Right, and people, and this is where I'm saying this is like a dangerous thing where people are thinking, this is the trick to get to the black people. You got to say the right thing. I'm like, no, it's something else. And I mean, I'll give it's also about what people care about. I'll use my dad as an example. So he's public school teacher, one of like literally 2 black teachers in a K-12 district. So you can imagine he would not use the term microaggressions. I mean, he's 70 years old. He wouldn't use that term, but the big file that we all have of bullshit from white people. You can imagine.
Before he goes any further, his father is 70 years old. I need you not to use a 70-year-old black person as your analogy at this moment in time. No, do you understand what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Completely different thing. 70, you're not a boomer. Are you a boomer, or are you on the bubble? Like, no, that's like silent generation damn near, right? You're like on the cusp.
Yep.
So not silent, not silent generation, the great
silent
generation. No, the great generation. No, it's the great generation. Because my great grandmother was born in the silent generation. My grandmother is the great generation. And then after that, it's the boomers. The greatest generation. So you talking about somebody who is in the greatest generation when we have like millennials and Gen Zers that are like literally millennials have been through like 3 economic crashes since they graduated.
And that's the thing though. Every one of these motherfuckers that go on here can go on Twitter and have people their age, or listen to this show, people their age telling them what's what. You know, hey, we're not taking that shit no more. We're telling you exactly what black folks want.
You talking about your old ass daddy.
Yeah, you got we got polls telling you exactly what black folks want. What are we at? Like 70% on reparations?
More 80 in the 80s. Yeah, with black people, it's in the 80s. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm like, so you got all these people who are your age, who are viable voters for your particular candidate or in your side of the spectrum, who are willing to come to you, but you talking about your daddy, nigga. I can say that now. I know he's half black. At least
your old ass daddy. Okay, I'm gonna keep playing this shit.
I'm just saying though, like real quick, like why would a 70-year-old be talking about microaggressions? In what situation? Like that's like something
because at 70, you remember when they could really just like put hands on you or fucking kill you.
I'm saying, but that's like shit I just learned about in the last 5 years.
Right.
And I'm learning that from 20-year-old. How does a 70-year-old gonna know this shit? Why would you even put them in this conversation?
What's a microaggression jive, turkey?
You don't need Jack. You getting a microaggression, Jack. You heard me, Jack? Heard me, sucker? Microaggression, sucker.
No, he's like, we didn't have microaggressions. They hosed us down and sick dogs on us. That was the aggression. There was no micro.
All right, John, you got anything on this?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I just thought that, like, remember we did an episode before. I don't know we put it out, but I told y'all that's J Cole brother, like that's J Cole little brother. Family, get him out the family and shit. I knew it was J. I'm like,
now
yo,
shit like
now
we all know.
Now we know. J Cole anti-left black brother that he done disband. So that's him. All right.
All right,
let's go. Let's listen to the rest of this.
And I've heard him all my life complain about that stuff. But it's like, if he were to be asked what should a political group be focusing on, what his main concerns are is his pension. He just turned in his retirement letter today.
Good for him. Congratulations.
His keeping his pension. I mean, the debt, the student debt that his 2 kids are under. So, I mean, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but I think I think it does get dangerous. Some people try to split the difference with identity, and I've seen it so many times the train goes the same place, and that's saying, I mean, the vivid example is, well, Elizabeth Warren talked about Black women's health, therefore she is. And I know, Brownie, you're not doing that, but I'm saying like people start thinking they can split the difference, and then more and more I've just become more hardline. I'm like, I know where this leads every time. This leads to you. Yeah,
Auschwitz is where it leads ultimately.
And well before that, it leads to
what the
fuck? What the fuck is
So
Yo,
catering to the most
yo, that
oppressed
nigga said
demographic
Auschwitz.
and the most important demographic in the country when it comes to presidential politics
Yo, what
is
the?
now equivalent to letting the Nazis loose.
Which, remember, again, I will say this over and over again, the Nazis learned from the United States how to do what they did. They just took it to the next level. Okay? So you talk about we gonna do what white people taught Nazis how to do, what white Americans in white America taught Nazis how to do? Is that what you're saying? You saying black folks gonna do that with no power?
Mud, what you got, man?
I mean, I don't know what this is taking a scenario where Elizabeth Warren was basically talking about addressing like the
Health
inequality and maternity rates and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Black women are dying more from pregnancy than other groups. Am I correct?
Yes, you're correct. And it doesn't get better with you having more money. Because remember, Serena Williams almost had some serious issues because they wouldn't listen to her, and that's a rich one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the basis of what they're trying to do. They're actually trying to benefit people who are obviously being oppressed by the system based on the outcomes of people dying more.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to do is that saying that by helping or trying to solve this problem of oppression, you're actually committing a Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
That's
to do anything for Black people is white genocide and Holocaust.
This is crazy.
God, and these motherfuckers have degrees. I'm so glad you guys have y'all got like full degrees. Like I went to culinary school and y'all know, and I know y'all stupid.
I got 2 high school diplomas. I don't know what's going on. I got a GED and a high school diploma, and I got a solar panel certificate. I got for $5. These motherfuckers don't know what they talking about, man. They don't even know what they talking about, bro. Like, hey yo, bro. And the thing about it, you want to talk about Nazis and shit like that, right? And Auschwitz and you talking about Black issues is like it's gonna lead you real talk. That tokenism gonna lead you back to Auschwitz. We talk what? Like the thing about it, son. Like what you gotta understand is that during Jim Crow and shit, during the war, when Nazi prisoners of war, when they got sent back to America, guess what they had them doing? Sharecropping as a punishment, sharecropping and shit like that. And then they had them sharecropping, but that was their punishment to sharecrop. And then they would have leave. They was treating them more humane than Negroes that lived in that same place for hundreds of years. They was getting on the bus, go to the you got some R&R time because of the Geneva Convention. You could sit at the front of the movie theater. They treated Nazi prisoners of war so good that some of them niggas stayed down in the South during Jim Crow.
This is a fact.
They stayed there. That's how good they was getting treated. It was like, man, fuck that. Germany, they done blew that shit up. I'm staying here. Ran away, stayed there. You feel me? Like real shit. Like, yeah, that shit crazy. Like you treating these motherfuckers better than my grandfather that fought in World War II. Nazis that was down with that Auschwitz shit. Treating them, feel me, in America. These motherfuckers don't know what the fuck he read. He's just saying shit just to say that shit, man.
And let's go further, right? We can't get them to give us reparations, but we're gonna be able to march the majority of the population into camps and ovens. Come at me, bro. I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying. Like, so we can't get y'all to pay reparations. We can't get y'all to stop mass incarcerating us. We can't get we barely got y'all to stay Black. But we got enough power that we gonna march the majority population into bondage. Okay. The only way that happening is if all us niggas get on this hoodoo shit. But without some serious ancestral energy work, I don't see that happening.
Well, I'm telling you. And the thing is, it kills me because he says this with a straight face. And he says this around people and they just react like he said something normal.
I'm just going to say this. Y'all keep saying we need to focus on class. What is the class policy that raises the bottom 15-20% of people out of poverty in this country? All people.
They don't have one.
Because we in the bottom. We're poorer than white people. So if you
Much
really
more.
do this class thing, we would actually get affected, but you're not. So quit going smoke up my ass. If you're gonna do a class policy, then get the class policy pushed through, make niggas' lives better, and then you can be like, see, stupid niggas, we told you that this class shit would work. And for the people on the bottom, like, well, you know, this was a start. We still want some more, but you did piss on us a little bit and it rained, so we're all right.
Yeah, but it's not just that, but get anything pushed through. What has the left gotten pushed through in the last decade?
Nothing. Bombs,
Nothing.
guns,
Nothing.
and bombs.
It was 2 shows, but at least HR 40 got 2 hearings. You know what I mean? So,
And the Republican health care plan.
They got nothing to show for since Bernie started, for 10 years of the last since Bernie stood up and the left got a little Viagra into their fucking movement. Nothing. They've gotten nothing. Not even lip service. The closest thing to anything they've gotten, and it's not even theirs, is this George Floyd Act that got through the House. That's the closest thing to anything resembling the left has gotten.
Because they're just not fighters. They're weak.
No, they are not.
They're controlled opposition. It's obvious. This is a big game, and it's time for people just to opt out. Like,
absolutely,
realistically, like, you know, I'm all for, like, you know, telling people to call the congressman and doing all this shit for HR 40, but realistically, we need to be organizing strikes. And I like what that little revolutionary group was talking about. Like, don't take your stupid ass out here in the street and be protesting and striking and get beat up by the police. No, sit your ass at home, turn off the news, pull out the old big thing of DVDs that you don't watch no more and watch that shit for a week. That's what we need people to do.
Yep.
So this shit can crumble and they can come to their knees and actually give us what we need as the people. But this being in the street protesting shit don't work. White people did the shit. Black people did the shit all summer, didn't work. The only thing that's going to work is fucking general strikes. That's really where we're at. But nobody really want to do the work to do that.
Hit them in the pocket. I mean, a part of that is a lot of people are just desperate. You know what I mean? And I think that's also behind that's one of their biggest fears. If they start giving people money every month, they'll be healed enough to say, okay, I'm going to sit on my ass and stay home and let this shit crumble for a minute. You know, so as long as people are desperate and hungry and scared, they're going to grasp for anything they can get their hands on. It is what it is. All right, anybody else got anything before we go on?
Well, I just wanted to say to Sam's point and to your point, MG, like, they just haven't had the right strategy on the left.
Not at all.
Like, they really could have courted us in a way to win this time. But they keep thinking that they're going to convert the white working class, and they've been selling the same shit to them for the past 8 years and really beyond, because a lot of these healthcare things, like these are old ideas that have been floating around for, you know, decades. So, like, you keep trying to sell it to the white people, and the white people don't want it. And the reason why the white people don't want it is because we're going to get it.
I'm going to go further, but I don't want to cut you off, but it's not even that. A lot of those white people used to drink this Kool-Aid, and they see that y'all aren't about what you say you're about. So they're just like, why would I keep, at least they're not promising me shit besides my racism and my fucking, my racism, getting rid of abortions and social issues. At least they're talking about my shit that I want to hear. They're not giving me shit, but at least they're talking about shit that matters to me. Unlike you, who sits here and tells me that you care about me, and then you keep shipping my jobs overseas and you keep telling me to go fuck myself, right? So it's a big...
Either, like, none of their strategies have worked.
Not a one.
Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, they thought they were going to win over some of the white people that were going to help them take over the Democrat Party. That didn't happen. They thought they were going to win over enough immigrants that were going to help them take over the Democrat Party. That didn't happen.
Nope.
They
And that's why
avoided
Biden's giving him their ass to kiss right now. Like, oh, you didn't want to vote for me? Fuck your family.
Exactly. And they ignored us, and we didn't shift over. They lost, and now, I mean, we're dealing with the same shit we've been dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't only not shift over, we shifted to the right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Black folks shifted right.
I think we're going to shift again.
Yeah,
I think we're going to shift again. Because if we go through this 2 years, people are already pissed that they're not getting that those $2,000 checks. If we go through this 2 years and we come out of COVID, and because the thing about it is everybody's talking about COVID being over, but once COVID's over, we still got to deal with a lot of these fucking places aren't coming back. So the economy is not going to just jump back to being booming. So we're looking at people having long-term unemployment for like a year and a half after this. So if people's lives aren't better by the midterms, there's going to be a fucking bloodbath.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is what it is. I mean, we're going unserved. So people are shifting right. You know, at first I'm like, man, I don't think black folks are gonna go, to the Trump side. But they did.
Yeah.
They did. That should have been a clarion call for the left. But they ignored that too.
And we got to go further with that, right? We're not even talking about all the people that are just dropping out because they're apathetic and they just don't give a fuck anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, we're losing so many people. Like, we need people in the fight. We can't get people in the fight because people are just like, this shit's stupid. It's never going to get better.
Yeah, I'm wasting my time spinning my wheels. I take a day off work that I can't afford to go fucking vote. And at the end of the day, I don't get shit. My people nothing changes for my people. What the fuck? Why am I voting?
Like, the only thing they seem like they want to do in this country is bomb other countries and fucking give money to Wall Street. Like, that's pretty much this country's MO.
Make rich people richer, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. John, what you got, man?
Oh.
I'm sorry, Mud. Go ahead, Mud.
Well, I was just going to say, it doesn't help that the left protests never really seemed to do anything. Like, Occupy Wall Street was a failure.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, Obama's the one that shut their ass down. Keep going, Mud.
And Black Lives Matter. Like, we all respect the mission as far as like advocating for, justice in these modern day lynchings. But as far as actually changing stuff, like anything in a tangible way, any laws, policies, nothing has fucking changed.
Yep.
So like a lot of people they're losing interest. They're shifting to the other side because they want fucking victories.
Yeah, that's true. People get tired of losing all the time.
Yep. Even when they win, they lose. I mean, the Democrats won, quote unquote, got Trump out of office. Yay.
And we're losing. And you
see
see that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, people see it. I mean, it is what it is. But that's it, Sam. You good?
No, I'm just saying, you see it on Twitter. You see all these people are just pissed off. It's like, you vote for the Democrats, and what do you get? Nothing. So what was the point?
John, what you got, man?
Y'all all right. Like, all y'all right, man. Like, it's just we just lost so much. Everybody, especially our people, we so disillusioned now. We so fucked up now. Coming from, first of all, we came out the Bush era. Like, that's the era I come out of. Like, then the Clinton era too. Like, this shit is crazy. It never stopped though. But like coming out the Bush era with the war on terror, the Trina, the Bush tax cuts. You feel me? Like real shit out of that Bill Clinton era with the welfare reform. Then you come into motherfucking the Obama era with austerity and the fucking economy, and Obama ain't doing shit for black people who just really ain't doing nothing for us. That gave resentment, and not even just for us, like just for overall Americans. Like he really, you feel me? Like real shit, he fucked up. Then that's why you get Trump. Now you got Trump doing, you feel me? Trump just, you feel me? Everybody just so disillusioned. They fucking with Trump, and Trump just out of control, wild. And then you get Joe Biden. You get Jim Crow Joe, and everything's still fucked up. So it's like, everybody been, you feel me? Like everybody disillusioned. People was looking for some type of hope. And the left keep acting like they just beacon their hope, like they gonna give us what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like they gonna steer this country in the right way. at the time with the squad, anytime we see lefties getting the power, they doing the same bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they doing the same bullshit, and they ignoring black people's needs, and they need us to fucking win. So it's like real shit. Like, do they want to win or get power? Like, and I think that Mud, Sam, MG, I answered the question. Like, they just really want to get. You feel me? They just want to be the ones controlling shit. They feel me? Like, they're not really trying to change shit. They just want to be the ones in control.
Yeah, that's all it is. They saw all these
Straight
people
up.
aging out of Congress, and they were like, okay, it's time for the sea change, and that's what they're trying to take advantage of. But at the end of the day, nobody's getting anything out of it. Like, the squad had the power to take down Nancy Pelosi. They didn't. They had the power to force the vote. They didn't. So I mean, I don't know what to say about that. You know, well, other than they're not going to do what the fuck we need them to do.
Just more controlled opposition. That's it.
Absolutely.
It's like everybody's out here playing a game, right? Mm-hmm. And we it's that wrestling analogy just over and over and over again, right? Yep. The shit's all fake and everybody's getting paid by the same people. Mm-hmm. It's entertaining at times, but the shit is still fake.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
And it's like, I hate to feel like American politics is becoming like that, but like, you know, you liked wrestling when you was a kid, then you realized the shit was fake. You watched it for a little bit after you realized it was fake, but then he was like, this is kind of like a fighting soap opera and I'm bored. So you move on.
Thriller's going away.
Hey, how you think you express my childhood, Sam? I love Randy Macho Man Savage, nigga. I thought it was real.
I started watching wrestling late.